Good morning, student. Today we are going to cover operations on relation. In RDBMS, we will talk about relational algebra, its operations, and what are the different operations which are in relational algebra and how to perform them. So, what is the prerequisite to learn this session? You should know the concept of relational algebra. What is relational algebra? Relational algebra, select and project operations basically, though I am going to discuss it here. Objective of this session. The objective of this session is to cover the operations on relations. As per CBSE syllabus, we are having union, intersection, minus, Cartesian product and join. We will discuss join practically also. Learning outcome of this particular session is you will be able to construct SQL query for performing various relational operations in MySQL. So we are starting this particular topic. Relational algebra is a procedural query language in which input and output both are relation. Now you know very well in RDBMS or relational database management system, we use a concept in which a table is known as a relation. A relation is an arrangement of data in rows and columns where each row is referred as a tuple and each column is referred as a attribute. So when you are working with relational algebra, so what is relational algebra? Relational algebra is a procedural query language in which the input is a relation and the output is also a relation. Okay, that means there are certain operators which operate upon a relation, and as an output, as a outcome of that operation, you get another relation or subset of that particular relation. Relational algebra principles were basically created by E.F. Codd when he was working with IBM as senior scientist, and this relational algebra was used for modeling of relational database and defining query on it. IBM has developed system R, and with system R this relational algebra principle or SQL principle were used. What are the different relational operations that can be performed in relational algebra are select operation, project operation, union operation, intersection operation, sometimes also known as set intersection, set difference or minus operation, Cartesian product, rename operation, and join. I will discuss almost everything except rename, though rename is very easy, in which you are changing the name of a relation to a different relation, but since it is not in our syllabus, so we will not discuss about it. Select operation. The select operation is used to select tuples from the relation based on certain conditions. As I had already told you that in a relation you are having horizontal rows, that is known as tuple, and vertical columns, that is known as attributes. So when you are not selecting all the rows, when you are selecting particular row, fixed rows, certain rows on the basis of a condition, then it is known as select operation. Like say, suppose you are having a relation of students where you are having details of student and you want to find the details of those students who were absent in a particular exam. That means all the students were not absent in the exam. There are certain students, there are few students who are absent in a particular exam. So selection is basically finding the names of those students who were absent in the exam here in this particular example. It is usually represented by a symbol new, and then you specify the condition that is your selection predicate on the basis of which rows will be selected, and R, where R is the relation. Okay, so you can say the new, this is your select operation, the condition, whatever, like in our case students who were absent and R, that is the relation, name of the relation from where you want to perform your select operation, that is the student table. Now this is the example. If you see, like this is the example, say there is a table student, relation student, and it is having these attributes: the admission number, the name, city, and course. Now suppose I want list of those students who belongs to, say, Jalandhar. So you can see admission number 1011 Pawan, admission number 1134 Sarika, and admission number 1234 Sana. These are the three persons who belongs to Jalandhar. So this is what we call selection. So how it will be? New, the condition is city is equal to Jalandhar and relation is student. So this is how we will perform new, city is equal to Jalandhar from relation student, and this relationship, this output will come to you. Okay. Now how we are performing the same thing in MySQL? Just by using where clause. Just by using where clause. Select star from student where city is equal to Jalandhar. So you know we are having all the three things. Okay, we are having the row predicate, the row selection criteria. Only those rows will be selected which are satisfying this particular condition where city is equal to Jalandhar. Then we are having the name of the relation, and we are having the select operation. So this is your select operation. Then we are having project operation, that is called projection also. The project operation is used to project particular attributes from a relation. Selection is a horizontal selection where you are selecting few rows from a relation. Similarly, in projection we are performing vertical selection. Vertical selection like this. Say we are having n number of columns in a relation, but we don't want to select all the columns, but we want to select few columns. Okay, like just take an example. Say I don't want the details of the student. Select star, that is details. I don't want the details of the student. What I want the name and city of the student. So how I am writing the query? Select name comma city from student. This name comma the select list I am providing, that is your projection, that is your project. Okay. So project is represented by a symbol pi. Then the attributes, list of attributes, you can say your select list which you want to select from the relation, and R is the relation from where you want to perform your projection operation. So again taking the same example, same student relation we are having, and say we want to select name and city. So since we don't want to select all the things, we just want to select name and city, only two columns we are selecting, that is called projection. So this is your vertical selection. Okay, we are performing this vertical selection. So pi name comma city from students. Okay, and this is the result you are getting. And how we are performing this in MySQL? Select name comma city from student. You know attribute list. This is your attribute list which you want to project name comma city from student. Okay, most of the time in our MySQL or in our daily life we use a combination of selection and projection. We want to select certain columns and we want to select certain rows, then we will performing the new and pi together. So that is a combination of operation we perform usually in our daily life. By default, projection removes duplicate data. This is very important. Say suppose there is another person. Let us assume that we are having another person there, say 1099. Suppose the admission number is 1099. The name is Pawan. The city is Jalandhar and the course is say DCA. So this is a different data. Admission number is different. The name is same as Pawan first record. The city is same as first record Jalandhar. But the course is also different. But when you are performing select name comma city from student, this Pawan Jalandhar will appear two times. This is also Pawan Jalandhar and the last one is also Pawan Jalandhar. But when you are performing a projection operation, it removes the duplicate record automatically. So only one Pawan Jalandhar will appear onto your screen. You will not get the second Pawan Jalandhar, as projection automatically removes the duplicate data as per relational algebra theory. Then we are having third important operation, that is called union operation. And if you remember the set theory. In set theory, we are having all these three operations: the union operation, the intersection operation, and the set difference or minus operation. So the same three operations are performed here also. So union operation, the union operation contains all the tuples from two similar relations that are either in any one relation or in both relations. What it means? It means when you are performing union of the operation, union of the two relations, it simply combines the tuple of two tables and create a new relation. The new relation contains all the tuples from relation A and all the tuples from relation B. That is union. Okay. So this is what they are saying. Union operation contains all the tuples from two similar relations. This is very important. Similar relations means the two relations which are being unionized, they should have same number of attribute and same data type also. Data type is also important. Okay, if in first relation the first column is integer, in the second relation also the first column should be integer. Their name may differ, but their data type, number of columns and order of the columns should be same in both the relations. Then only it will be called similar relation. Okay, so the tuple you are getting into the final relationship will be either from any one relation. It means either it is in relation A or it is in relation B, or it is available in both relations. If it is available in both relations, it will be used only once. Its duplicate record will be removed, discarded. Okay, so this is your union. Union is represented by a U, a union sign, like R union S, where R is a relation, S is a relation. So this is how you can use. So I'm taking an example here. Say we are having list of students who are taking participation in singing competition, and at the same time we are having list of students who are taking participation in dancing competitions. So there are few students who are taking part in singing competitions, and there are few students who are taking part in dancing competition. Fortunately, there are some students who are taking part in singing as well as dancing both. Now we have to go for the railway reservation and we have to find the number of seats, how many seats we have to book. So as per this particular relationship, if you see, you will think that we require total number of 8 reservations, because for singing we are having 4 participants, for dancing we are having 4 participants. So total number of seats required by the Vidyalaya is 8. But actually if you see, there are few names which are repeating, which are participating in both the activities. So they will not occupy 2 seats. Okay, they will occupy only 1 seat. So we actually want to calculate the relationship here. So we will calculate the relation like this: singing, union, dancing. So when you perform singing, union, dancing, this is the result you are getting. You can see, as you can see, Devender is there from Saraikha, so he is taking part in singing also as well as dancing also. Similarly, Sana is there from the Jalandhar, she is taking part in singing as well as dancing both. So they require 1 seats and rest of the persons will require 1 seat. So total number of seats required by you is 6. So this information can be predicted with the help of union operation. Now the command which we will use in MySQL is union. Like, to get the detail, to fetch the details from the singing, we will use select star from singing, and to fetch the detail from the dancing, we will use select star from dancing. And we are getting 2 different results having same number of columns, same data type of the columns, so we can union them. So we will use select star from singing, union select star from dancing. Okay, so that will give you this complete result, union result, right? When you are using union, please remember that you can use order by clause only at the end of all the statements. Like, I cannot use order by with this select statement, order by with this select statement, order by another select statement. If I am having multiple select statement in a single command, then order by will be used at the end only. Order by is a clause which is always evaluated at the end. This is what we have discussed already in our previous video. Okay, So now this is the very important thing which you have to remember. R and S must have the attribute of the same number. It means number of attributes should be same and their data type should be same. Okay, and union also removes the duplicate data. If there is any tuple which is having a duplicate record, like in our case we are having two Devender from Sarai Khas, so only one Devender will get a seat here, and we are having two Sana from Jalandhar, so only one Sana will get a seat. So it automatically removes the duplicate data. Then there is set intersection operation. Set intersection means common between the two relationships. What is common in two relationships? And again, the relation should be similar. Like in union case, the relation should be similar. Here in intersection also, the relation should be similar. So the set intersection operation contains all the tuples from two similar relations that are in both the relations. Okay, when we are talking about union, we were saying, say we are selecting the tuples which are available in any of the relation or in both the relation, but here when we are talking about set intersection, so we are talking about those tuples only which are in both the relation, that is common to both the relations. Okay, union is represented by an inverted U. You can see R intersection is represented by inverted U, R intersection S. R intersects S, where this inverted U is a intersection operation and R and S are your relations. Taking the same example, say now we want to find the common people. Okay, who are those persons who are taking part in singing as well as dancing both. So we will use this particular intersection operation. So this is your singing intersection dancing, or sending set intersection dancing. So this is what we are getting. Devender, admission number 1023 of Sarai Khas, and Sana, admission number 123431 of Jalandhar. They are taking part in both the events. So how we are performing intersections? Basically, intersection implementation in MySQL depends upon the type of questions asked, the type of intersection required. In this particular example, we are having a very simple method which we will perform. Select a star from singing. We will select all the data from the singing, where now we are performing the row selection criteria, where admission number in the admission number of singing table is available in dancing table also. Select admission number from dancing. So this is a nested query. This is a nested query, and first this query will be performed. It will perform select admission number from dancing, and it will select these admission numbers. So these admission numbers will be selected. Okay, admission number 1023, 1075, 1091 and 1231. Then after this query will be, outer query will be performed, and in outer query this condition will be checked. The where clause will be evaluated. So what is the where clause? Admission number in this, the admission number. So it will check, is 1011 is in this. So you can see 1011 is not there. Is 1023 is there? Yes, 1023 is there. So this entire data will be displayed. Then is 1178 is available in there? No. And similarly, is 1231 is available there? Yes, it will be displayed. And in this particular fashion, you will get the result. So here R and S must have the attribute of the same number and same type, the same restriction which we have discussed earlier. So this is your set intersection. Then we are having set difference operation or minus operation. Set difference or minus operation is just like our mathematical minus. When we say A minus B, so things which are in A but not in B, simply things which are in A, which are the things which are extra in A and not in B. Suppose A is 5, B is 3. So when you say A minus B, that is 5 minus 3. So remember your class 1, class 2, how you are solving these minus operations. You put 5 bars for A and you cut 3 bars from that 5 bars and count the rest of the bars which are extra. So here also, what is extra in A which is not in B, that is called minus operation. So set difference operation contains all the tuples from first relation that are not present in the second relation. They are in the first relation but they are not in the second relation. It is represented by the hyphen sign or minus sign. That's why it is called minus operation also, like R minus S, where minus is the set difference operation and R and S are your relations. So same case we can take, like we are having relation singing and we are having relation dancing. Okay, so we want list of, we are talking about, we want the list of those persons who are not taking part in dancing. So they are in singing, but they are not taking part in dancing. So who are they? Say Pawan is there, Priyank is there. Okay, so they are not taking part in the dancing competition. So this is will be performed singing minus dancing. So when you are performing singing minus dancing, you are getting Pawan and Priyank. This is by mistake and written here. This is not possible. Okay, so you can ignore it. So this is Pawan is not here, so it will be displayed. Devender is here, it will be discarded. Priyank is not there, so it will be displayed. And Sana is available in dancing, so it will not. So what is extra? This is extra than dancing. Okay, and furthermore, if we are performing dancing minus singing, then we are getting the this operations, like here Nita is not present, Devender is present in singing, so it will not be displayed. Nita is not present in singing, so it will be displayed. Sumit is not present in singing, so it will be displayed. Sana is present in the singing, so it will not be displayed. So this is how you can say your minus operation or set difference operation works. So singing minus dancing and dancing minus singing, both are having different results. Okay, both are having different results. So you can say singing minus dancing is not equal to dancing minus singing. Like in normal mathematics, when you say A minus B is equal to B minus A, or only the sign has changed, but this is not the case here. Okay, here the entire set is changed. So R and must have the attribute of the same number and same time. So with union, with intersection and with difference, the two relations in consideration should be identical in all sense. Okay, so how we are performing these things? Very easy. Say I'm talking about this particular portion, say singing minus dancing. So select a star from singing, where admission number not in, select admission number from dancing. You can see the difference. Okay, you can see the difference. We are talking about the admission numbers which are here but not here. See, 1011 is not there, 1023 is there, so it will be discarded. 101178 is not there, so it will not be discarded, and 1231 is there, so it will be discarded. So the result is 1011 Pawan Jalandhar, 1178 Priyank Ludhiana. So this is what you will be getting. Okay, so you can see it is almost reversal to the your set intersects. In set intersect we have used where admission number in, here we are using where admission number is not in. Okay, Cartesian product or cross product, this is the backbone or base of your joins. Joins are very important operations in SQL, and Cartesian product is a backbone of this. Cartesian product is to combine each tuple of a relation with all the tuples of another relation. How simple the definition is. If a table A have 2 rows and table B have 3 rows, so each row of table 1, that is row number 1, row number 2, will be combined with the rows of all the rows of other table, like row number 1 with row number 1, 2, 3 of second table, row number 2 with row number 1, 2, 3 of second table. So this is how this is worked. This is also known as a cross product. We sometimes call Cartesian product as cross product or cross join also. So this is represented by a cross sign, X sign, which is not exactly X. This is basically a cross sign, R cross S, where cross is Cartesian product operation and R and S are your relation. Now we are having, suppose, a table R city, the residence, city of residence, you can say table city of residence, and we are having a table of sports. So we are having person name with their city of residence, and we are having sports person name with their sports name. Okay, So in our city we are having Pawan belongs to Jalandhar, Devender belongs to Sarai Khas, and in sports table we are having Rahul who plays cricket, Devender who plays badminton, and Pawan plays football. So we are performing RCT cross sports. So the result is this one. You can see how the result is appearing. Say first row of RCT is combined with all the rows of sports. You can see Pawan Jalandhar, Pawan Jalandhar, Pawan Jalandhar, and here you are having Rahul cricket, Devender badminton, Pawan football. Okay. Similarly, Devender of Sarai Khas is combined with Rahul, Devender, Pawan. Devender of Sarai Khas combined with Rahul, Devender, and Pawan. So this is your cross product, cross join. When we are working with cross product, cross join, especially this question frequently asked in the board examination in term of the degree and cardinality. You know very well what is degree. Degree is number of columns or number of attributes, and cardinality is number of rows or number of tuples. Okay. So RCT table have degree as 2, cardinality as 2. Sports table have degree as again 2, yes, 2 columns are there, and cardinality as 3. When you are performing a cross join or cross product or Cartesian product of these two tables, the degree will be always added and cardinality will be multiplied. This is the formula. Degree will be added means the resultant table of RCT cross sports will have 4 as degree. Degree is 4. Degree of RCT is 2. Degree of sports is 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So degree will be 4. And cardinality of RCT is 2 and cardinality of sports is 3. So cardinality will be 6. 2 into 3. You can see cardinality will be 6. Okay. So this is your cross product, and how it is basically created you can see one by one. Pawan connected with Rahul, Pawan combined with Rahul, Pawan combined with Devender, then Pawan combined with Pawan, then Devender combined with Rahul, Devender combined with Devender, Devender combined with Pawan. So this is how 6 rows or 6 tuples have been created. Command in MySQL is very easy. You have to use select command. You can see select star, star means all the columns. So all the columns from RCT, all the columns from sports, and since we are selecting 2 tables here, we are using table list. Select star from RCT, sports, RCT cross sports. Okay. So this is how we can perform the Cartesian product. Then the join operation. Important operation in board examination. Question of 2 marks can be asked to join 2 tables. Join operation is to combine related tuples from one or more than one relations, but you can say minimum 2 relations should be there, and we want to combine tuple of first relation with the tuples of second relation. Now to related tuples we want to combine. We just don't want to arbitrarily combine like we have did in the cross join. Here we want to combine the related tuples of the 2 tables. So how they will be related? They will be related on the basis of certain conditions. There should be certain join condition, and if that join condition is satisfied, fulfilled, then only the tables will be combined. So you can say, in other words, in very simple word, if I have to explain, then I can say join is nothing but a cross product with a condition. When you are having a cross product with a condition, that is called join. How? You can check here. Let's see this one. This is your cross product, and let me have a condition here. I add a condition here, additional condition in the statement, and the condition is where, okay, where p name is equal to s name, where p name is equal to s name. So you can see this column, tuple does not satisfy the condition because the p name is not equal to s name. This one is also does not satisfy the condition because here also the p name is not equal to s name. But in this particular case, you can see it satisfies because the p name, that is Pawan, is equal to the s name, that is also Pawan. Then here also it does not satisfy the condition because the p name is not equal to s name. Here the p name is equal to s name. This row satisfy the condition, and here also the p name does not satisfy the condition. So when I am performing a join operation, it will be select star from RCT, sports, where P name is equal to S name. So the two rows, these are the two rows. This is the first row and this is the second row. These two rows will satisfy the condition in Cartesian product. So that's why we can say a join is nothing but a cross product or Cartesian product with a condition. Okay, so it is usually represented with this join sign. This is a join sign, and R joins S, where join is join operation and RS S are relations. So we are having the same table RCT and table sports, and we want to join. Okay, so we are saying RCT sports. So the common thing is, what is common in between two tables? You can join with some related information. So related information in table RCT, we are having name of person, that is the name of persons, and in sports table also we are having name of persons. So the two common things between the two tables are name of persons. So by joining the two tables means we want to relate them on the basis of the person's name, P name and S name. So this is what we say, table RCT joins sports. So how RCT joins sports? P name, S name both are same in both the cases, in both the rows. Okay, and this is how it is joined. Okay, Pawan is joined with Pawan, Devender is joined with Devender. And the query is select a star from RCT, comma sports, where P name is equal to S name. Okay, so this is what we call join. So when you are performing joining, when you are going to perform joining, you will be having at least two tables. And when you are having two tables, what you have to point out? You have to point out some of the things. The very first thing, is there anything common between the two tables? There must be a column which is common in the two tables. Either name of the common columns are same in both the tables, or their content are almost similar. Their contents are picked from a common domain. Okay. Now types of joins, there are different type of joins. If you see, we are having join which can be categorized into four categories: the natural join, the outer join, equi-join and self-join. Natural join, of course, if there are natural join, then there are non-natural. So it's very easy to identify whether a join is natural join or non-natural join. Okay. Then outer join, equi-join and self-join. Now outer join, there are again three type of outer join. We are having left outer join, we are having right outer join, we are having full outer join. Though we will not discuss about this entire thing because it is not part of our syllabus. We are not having this particular thing in our syllabus. So we will talk about the natural join, we will talk about the equi-join, and we will talk about the self-join in the video. So when you are performing a join operation, these are the syntax of joining. When you are performing join, you will be using this thing. Here you can see some of the things are very important. Like in select, you provide select list. This is your select list, and this select list will be from two or more tables. It means the columns you are mentioning here, that will be picked from two or more tables. Then this is your table list. Of course, join cannot be performed on one table. You will be having more than one table. Whether you are having a virtual copy of the same table, it doesn't matter, but you will be having more than one table. So we are using here table list. Then when you are joining, as I told, if you are joining, there must be certain relationship, there must be certain conditions. So we are having a join predicate. We can say this is a condition on the basis of which the tuples from one table is combined with tuples from another table. And you may have some additional conditions also, additional row predicate also, that you don't want all the rows from the joined tables, but you want selected rows. So you can specify this thing also. So this is your thing. An important thing is join predicate. Join predicate usually having this type of syntax. It consists of three parts. There is a column that is picked from table 1. There is another column that is picked from table 2. So column from table 1, column from table 2. I am talking about this table list. If there are two tables, if you are trying to join two tables, then we are having columns from table 1, column from table 2, and in between the columns I am having an operator, whether it is equal to operator or less than operator or greater than operator or less than equal to operator or greater than equal to operator or not equal to operator, whatever it is. there is certain relational operator. So if you carefully understand this particular thing, then you will be able to understand all the three joins, which are natural joins. We are having natural joins, we are having equijoins, and we are having self joins. So how natural join? Just see, say this is the main thing which you have to know. What? In natural joins, the name of column 1 and column 2 both will be same. Remember our previous examples? In our previous examples, we have P name and S name. Both the columns have two different names. That means they were not natural join. If P name is having a column name and S name is also having a column name, say name, then it will be termed as natural join. So natural join means column from two tables which are being joined have same name. Column 1 and column 2 both are same name. If they are different name, then it is a non-natural join. Then we are having equijoin. So what is equijoin? If we are having equal to sign here, if we are using equal to sign here, this is equijoin. But if we are using any other sign here, like less than, greater than, less than, or greater than equal to, or less than equal to, if we are using these signs, that means it is a non-equijoin. So just by observing this relational operator, you can easily identify it is a equijoin or it is a non-equijoin. And then we are having self join. So in self join, you have to remember the table. If table 1 and table 2, where we refer the table? We refer the table at this particular place. This is the list of the table. If table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, so say table 1 and table 2, the two tables in join are same. They are same table. Table 1 is table 2. Table 2 is table 1. Then in that particular case, we are joining a table by itself. So it is called self join. So if you remember these three things, it is very easy to perform these joins. Now I will explain these joins with some example. Consider the following three tables. I am taking the default Oracle tables which are available with the Scott Tiger login, and I give credit to the Oracle Corporation. They are having the copyright of these tables, and I am thankful that I am using these tables here in this example. So we are having table employee, which is having employee number, employee name, job, MGR, hire date, cell, commission, department number. You know very well, employee number is the number of employee ID, E name is employee name, job is job of the employee, MGR is the manager number of the employee, who is his manager. Okay, hire date is date of appointment, sal is salary, com is commission, and department number is the department number of the employee. Here remember that employee number is a primary key and department number is a foreign key which is primary in some other table, so it is primary in department table. Okay, MGR, this is the employee number. MGR is basically employee number. Okay, manager is also an employee, always remember. Say I am having a manager, my manager is my principal, and my principal is also an employee of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So a manager is also an employee in turn. Okay, if you remember this thing, it will help you in self join. Then we are having department table where we are having department number, department name, and location. The department number 10, 20, 30, the name of the department, and location where they are located. So these are the another table where department number is primary key. And then I am having a sal grade table. In sal grade table, I am having a grade, low salary, and high salary. That is the grade A, B, C, D. What is the minimum salary in the grade and what is the maximum salary in the grade. So these are the three tables, and on the basis of three tables I am just going to discuss only three join cases, and they will explain all your natural join, non-natural join, equijoin, non-equijoin, as well as your self join, all the things. Only three query and the three joins will be explained. So the first query is query to display the employee name, job, department of all the employees. We want the employee name which is available in employee table. We want the job which is available in the employee table, and we want the department name which is available in the department table. That means we have to join these two tables, employee and department, to get this particular result. Now in employee table I am having a column department number. In a department table I am having another column department number. These are the two common columns. These are the two common columns. And in common columns, remember, in common columns the name of column is same. When the name of the column is same, it is called natural join. It is called natural join. Okay. So we will be writing query here. Select what we want: employee name, job, department name from employee comma department. These are the two tables where employee dot department number, employee's department number is equal to department's department number. Okay. So this is how it will be performed. I can use the table alias also here. The same query can be written in this way also. Select employee name, job, department name from employee E. The E is alias here. E is the alias for employee table, and department D. D is the alias for department table. And this thing you can see here, employee dot department number dot is equal to department dot department number is replaced by E dot department number is equal to D dot department number. That is employee dot department number is equal to department dot department number. So this is how we can join. When we are, this is what? This is an example of equi-join. Just see this equal sign. An example of equi-join. This is an example of natural join. Why natural join? The department number is compared with the department number. Same column name. Okay. So natural join, equi-join. When you are working with natural join, always remember, if you have to use common column in select list, it is always used with the alias or table name. What it means? Suppose the query is query to display employee name, job, department name and department number. I have to display the department number here. So I will be writing department number like this: DEPT N. Select E name, job, D name, comma, department number from employee, comma, department, where employee dot department number is equal to department dot department number. This will generate error. Why it will generate error? Because there is an ambiguity. Where to pick, where from to pick the department number? Department number from table employee or from table department? So that's why we have to use the alias here. We will be writing here we will write here, say, EMP dot department number, or we can write here E dot department number. So this is what you have to remember. If you are performing a natural join, that is the common column have same name, then if you have to display the common column also into your select list, then you will use it with the alias or table name. Okay, you cannot use it alone. You will always use with the alias or table name. Now coming to the next query. The next query to display the employee name, job, salary and grade of all the employees. Now what do we want? We want the employee name, job, salary and grade. So employee name, job and salary from first table and grade from the third table. Now what is common in these two tables? There is no employee number in cell grade, there is no e-name, job, salary. But if you see salary, low salary is a salary, high salary is a salary. So this is the common column. Salary, low salary, salary, high salary. This is the common column. So this is what we are performing the query. Select e-name, job, sal, grade. Now the common column is salary, and since both the table have two different names, one is having salary, another is having low sal or high sal, The name are different. The common column have different names. That means it is a non-natural join. And again, a grade of a person will be in between low salary and high salary. How to find? Say if I am getting a salary of say 10,000 rupees, then my grade will be if my salary is in between low salary and high salary. Okay, so this is what we are having. Select employee name, job, salary, comma grade from employee, comma salary, from employee table and from salary table, where salary is greater than equal to low salary and salary is less than equal to high salary. The same operation I can perform with the help of between and also. Select employee name, job, salary, grade from employee, comma sal grade, where salary between low salary and high salary. Okay, so here salary is compared with low salary and high salary. That is a different column name. So it is a non-natural join. Salary is compared with low salary and high salary. Firstly, since it is a non-natural join, that means there is no need of using table alias. You can directly write the query without using any table alias, because common columns does not have same names. There is no ambiguity. When I say cell, it is very clear. I am talking about employee table, and when it is low cell or high cell, I am very much clear that I am talking about cell grade table. So there is no ambiguity. That's why I will not use any table alias here. The last query. So this query, the earlier this query, these are the example of non-natural join as well as non-equi join. You are not using equal to, you are using greater than equal to, less than equal to, not using equal to. If I say cell equal to low cell, then it will be equi join, but I am not using equal to, I am using greater than equal to or less than equal to. So this is a non-equi join. And then query to display the employee name and manager name. Now this is a complicated thing. Okay, employee name, where is the employee name? It is in the employee table. Okay, the employee name is in employee table. And where is the manager name? I know who is his manager, but this is a number. So this is a number, this manager is a number, yani that means this is an employee number, and from employee number I can get the name, so that is the manager name. So this is what I have to do. So the query is very easy. Select e.ename, comma m.ename. This is the employee name and this is the manager name. From employee E, I am creating an alias, employee E. Employee M, I am creating another alias of the same table. It means I am working on two copies of employee table. One copy is for employee name and another copy is for the manager name. And what I am going to compare, as I had told you, that the manager is itself an employee number. So where e.mgr is equal to m.employee number. In employees table, in E table, the manager number is employee number in M table. Okay, so here you can see, since a table is joined with the table, this is self join. Here we are performing equal signs, this is equi join, and here we are comparing what? We are comparing manager with employee number. This is non-equi join. But since the two tables have same columns and we are using ename from two different tables, so we have to use the alias. So select e.employee name, comma m.employee name. So m.employee name is the manager name and e.employee name is the employee name. From employee E table, comma employee M table, where employee's manager is equal to manager's employee number. So this is how we can perform the self join. So this is all about the different type of joins we had gone through. If you practice them, then you will get to know these details. In this video, you should have learned how to construct and execute queries on union, intersection, minus, Cartesian product and join, and hope this video is going to help you in all the way to learn these topics. Please view the video again and again if a particular point is not clear to you, and you can feel free to ask anything with us. You message us, you write a mail to us, and we will be ready to solve your queries. Thank you.